In this video, I will tell you 3 habits that really changed my life and that made me more connected with my higher self and be more respectful with my true identity. But before we start, hey, my name is Angel. I'm a fashion designer, spiritual coach, and Reiki practitioner. So 7 years ago, I decided to drop everything I had to change my life. I moved here in London, coming from Italy. When I was back there in Italy, I had everything you can think about it. I had an amazing boyfriend, I had an amazing house, I actually was engaged with him, and he proposed to me. However, something was missing there. I had an amazing job, had like pets, everything you can think about it. Like, it was literally the perfect life. What was missing actually was myself. I didn't have that true connection with myself. Even though I had everything, I was constantly feeling something is missing in here. What was actually missing? It was that true connection with my own identity. So when I decided to move in here, to leave everything, people start to think and to tell me, actually, you're crazy, you're not gonna succeed in this, you actually are just wasting and ruining your life, why would you do that, and so on. And look, I was scared. I was so scared. I was leaving my country, leaving my family, leaving everything I had. I was leaving something so secure to move in a country where I didn't know the language, I didn't have no one there. I was moving, and I moved actually with 1,200 euro. Not knowing what I'm gonna do, what's gonna happen, who knows. I just trusted that that was the good choice. One of the most important, and this is actually the first step that really changed my life, is actually let go other people's judgment. I know it sounds easy, I know it sounds like almost like a cliche, yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, but actually, not many people do that. And also, I think understanding why that's important and why actually the judgment, envy of someone else has a more of a deep meaning, it will help you actually to let go. Because think about it, whenever you feel envious about someone or jealous and stuff like that, you don't actually just think, okay, but why? You just feel that way. But when you stop and you think, okay, but why do I feel actually this envy against this person? Not gonna lie, I do sometimes feel envious about someone. Like, I'll give you actually a practical example. A few months ago, I was out with one of my friends, and we bumped into this sort of like performer, let's call her in this way. She was stunning, her energy was so beautiful, so magnetic and everything, to the point that actually at the end of the performance, I approached her and I was like, look, you're just amazing. Like, wow, I really love your energy, what you do, everything is fantastic. I then follow her on social medias. And lately, whenever I was seeing something that she was posting, I was like, oh, this person really irritates me now. This person is really like, what actually you giving? But then I was thinking, Angel, but why do you feel this envy against her? Because at the end of the day, that's what it was. And then I realized that actually the envy that I was feeling against her, it was something that was missing within myself. It's that confidence that she has that I didn't have. So once you start to realize that actually emotions are more deep than when you think, then it's easier to let them go. So perhaps whenever you do something and it kind of cause people around you to judge you, to talk about it, to say something about it, well done. Well fucking done. You're literally breaking out from the traditional scheme of thing. Well done. You're literally becoming a human mirror. You literally show them what actually is missing in their own persona. And by doing this, if the person is willing to grow, is willing to take that as an opportunity to evolve, well done, you accomplished a lot actually. Because not only you're gonna end up doing whatever you want to do, you also helped someone else to become a better person. And at the end of the day, this is what matters in here. Creating around you beautiful thing, beautiful energy, beautiful people. So well done. So it's very important understanding the emotion. And once again, once you start to let go thing, you will feel that freedom. You will feel that connection within yourself, because you don't have to prove anything to anyone. Absolutely. You're just a free person. And let's be honest, why we're here? We are on this world living our life how we want. We shouldn't follow anyone. We shouldn't follow any other opinion. You should live your life as you want, as you wish, as you feel is more aligned with your own persona. The second thing that I really want to talk about it is actually journaling. I know it's another probably like cliche, another thing that so many people are talking about it. So many people like, it's almost like, it's actually exhausting to hear how many people are like, oh, you should journal, you should journal, you should journal. Yeah, okay, I get that, because let's be honest, before getting to this point, I started from somewhere. I started from nothing. I started when I was like, yeah, but actually, what is journaling? Like, what do I write? What do I have to say? What it is? What if the things actually are not coming out? What do I need to do? So I remember that actually the frustration was almost like blocking me to do this. Why is so important? I think the journaling is so important because we always say, I know myself. Yeah, but to a certain degree. Because there are so many things that actually our brain has maybe blocked, has maybe stored, has maybe like deleted. Actually, it doesn't really delete memories completely, but it just blocks you to remember those memories as a self-defense thing. So journaling is something that really helps you to dive deep into yourself and give you answer. And by giving you answer, it becomes almost like a snowball effect. Like it becomes one after the other till you can actually reconnect all the dots and start to understanding yourself more. Because one important thing is in a spiritual growth, or like in a personal growth, it's really important that you know yourself, that you're overcoming your shadow. Actually, I wouldn't say overcoming, I would say you embrace your shadow. Because once you start to embrace the darkness within you, you can actually see the light. We do unfortunately live in a society that always put us like in a situation where you craving something, you want a certain life, you almost believe that having material thing or having a certain lifestyle, a certain amount of money, it makes you the beautiful better person on this earth. But actually that's not the reality thing. Like journaling is something that perhaps helps you to overcome all of this, because all of this dynamic actually can lead you to forget who you really are and disconnect from yourself. So you're living a life running after something, chasing something that is not even real. It's not even real. So stop for a minute, start to dive deep within yourself, and start to get connected with yourself again. I was saying, look at journaling almost if it's like a date. You're going on a date with yourself. Now, when you're going on a date with someone, the bare minimum that would you expect is transparency. So be fully transparent with yourself. Be fully transparent. Whatever comes out, comes out. Like, I know there are prompts where you should answer that will lead you to dive deep into certain answers. However, if the words are not coming out, start just to write. Start to write down whatever it comes to your mind, and then maybe you come back to the answer, to the question, sorry. But like by doing that, you're actually like just getting into the habit, into the loop of like just writing, taking out, setting yourself free. Because maybe at the beginning, actually, and this is what happened to me, I had so much inside my mind, inside me, that I couldn't actually answer to the question because it was too much clutter in there. I had to first clean everything, I had to first take everything out. Now, answering to the questions, answering to those prompts, it becomes slightly easier. I can actually write to certain things. And I was actually amazed when I started to be like, damn, I didn't know this actually about myself. I actually forgot about this. This explains a lot. Like in a weird way, I'll give you a practical example. When I started journaling, I started actually to think about it. What actually is that is blocking me? Now, I think the journaling associated with the thing of like studying Reiki and practicing Reiki and feeling that in my chakra, my throat chakra, it was the one who was heavily blocked. I always felt almost like a knot on my throat, like something is stuck there. And obviously I'm not saying like don't check with like a medical practitioner, because obviously it can be something more serious, but like once you know there is nothing physically, if you know that your body is fine, but you have that feeling, you can then dive into more holistic approaches. So for me, knowing that there was something there that was blocking me, I kind of understood that obviously the throat chakra is something related to the self-expression. So journaling, it made me understood that actually I was my own blockage. I was putting a box on my head. Why? Because I had to please people around. I had to be the typical, stereotypical girl that walks around and she has a 9-to-5 job and she does what society tells her to do. No. I start to embrace my own self. I start to embrace my own identity. I start to embrace perhaps the image that I want to see. I start to embrace the person that I actually had in my mind. And I know that a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people don't like, for example, the fact that I have my eyes tattoo, or that I have my tongue split, or that I have face tattoo, long nails, or that I have this different aesthetic. But like at the end of the day, why would I care? Why would I care if this has set me free? If whenever I look in the mirror, I'm happy with what I see? Because that's the main thing. Like, you need to be happy and confident within yourself. And if this means that you're gonna lose people around, it's okay. Those people, they weren't meant for you. Don't look at losing people as I'm losing people. Look at it as I'm giving space for someone new, someone that aligns with my own persona, with my own vibration, with my own energy. So that's actually my second step. Journal. Start. Like, don't even think too much. Just grab like paper and pen and start to write down things. And if it's easy, just drop me a comment and I will drop you like a few prompts. I will be more than happy to do that. The third one is actually something that we talked about it already in the previous video, and if you missed it, I will probably leave it here somewhere so you can watch it. And that's about intuitions. Intuitions are so important. In the video that I already did, I explained why they are important, how to tune with them and everything. One of the most important thing about like intuitions that sometimes it's kind of difficult to even like listen to them is the fact that we spend so much time surrounded by chaos. There is just so much around us, because obviously we live in an era where we have like social medias, physical stimuli, there is just so much around us. You need to declutter first. Spend some time in quiet. One of the things that really helped me actually, it was, I had this thing. Whenever I was going to work, my commute to work sometimes is like 40 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that. I will spend the entire time with just headphones, music, all the time. Now I'm like, no, let's enjoy actually the surrounding. Let's be quiet for a minute. let's actually see and hear what my mind wants to say, because then you almost give space to your own soul to talk to you. Because that's one of the things that we actually forgot. We are not listening to our inner voice because we have too much chaos around us. So spend some time in quiet. And actually you will be so surprised that when you spend so much time in quiet, how actually loud your soul is. How much your soul actually wants to speak to you. But once again, we are too distracted from what we have around to actually listen ourselves. And when you start to listen to yourself, you're then able to listen to your intuition, because at the end of the day, intuition is your inner self, is your higher self that is speaking to you. So my actual suggestion is start to spend some quiet time within yourself, and you will see the changes. You don't need months to do this, even just a week. Start with a week. Give yourself 7 days. Try it with not caring what other people want to say. Do what you actually want to do. Start to embrace saying no, because there is nothing wrong in saying no. Start to do whatever you feel you want to do. Start to journal. Maybe, here we go, maybe this is actually what you can start to journal about it. Whenever you say no, what do you feel? Do you feel like liberation? Do you feel like scared? And keep in mind that those are actually things that your brain has done for so many years that it will feel a bit like, whoa, what's going on? Where are you coming from saying no? Your own brain will start to trick you. But once you do this for a long period of time, you start to reprogram your brain. You start to actually be like, there is nothing wrong with it. I'm safe. Keep this mantra in mind. I am safe. So start to journal. Start to say no. Start to not caring about people. Let them go. Start to journal and just start to spend some time in quiet. And see what happens. That's my challenge for you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you on the next one.